Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Trent. This is Rams Talk. Thanks for tuning in to the Tavon Austin episode. So this is the latest episode since the draft and where Tavon was traded, and I just wanted to, I alluded to it in the previous episode, I just wanted to kind of expound on it now. I'd also like to thank everyone for subscribing and for your comments and just your overall engagement. It's really cool to kind of be part of this Ramley and this community. So keep it coming. If this is your first time watching, please subscribe, and I'll keep cranking out some content. So when I think about Tavon, a lot of things come to mind, especially like just a bunch of numbers, and then in particular one game. But the numbers really are 8, 27, and 76. Tavon Austin was drafted 8th. DeAndre Hopkins was drafted 27th. And Keenan Allen was drafted 76th. Just think the Rams could have had DeAndre Hopkins or Keenan Allen with that pick, or if they just stayed at 16, they could have drafted them there. I mean, the same thing goes for the Greg Robinson draft. They could have had Mike Evans or Odell Beckham Jr. or Khalil Mack. I mean, every team can say that, but the fact that the Rams were so enamored with a wide receiver that they moved up and took like the worst wide receiver in the draft, kind of stings a little bit. But the other number is 10-20-2013. And that was a game against the Panthers, the famous game where Bradford tore his ACL for the first time when he was scrambling out to the right. The thing that always stood out in my mind from that game was that Bradford aired it out on this deep bomb, 63-yard touchdown to Tavon Austin. It was like, wow, this is they got this guy, runs a 4.3, just burning down the field, throwing bombs. But in typical Rams fashion of the day, it was called back for a penalty, which was tripping on left tackle Jake Long. Yeah, remember Jake Long? Anyway, so that was just so typical. And they never really used Tavon as that just burner down the field that often after that. I felt his receptions over 40 yards significantly dropped after that. And then also, if that play stands, who knows how the coaches reevaluate what Tavon can do. And also, it's kind of like the butterfly effect. If that play stands, Tavon, that 63-yard touchdown bomb counts, then Bradford doesn't tear his ACL. The game plays out completely differently. And who knows how the Rams' fortunes would have been over the next couple of years if he hadn't tore his ACL then. But I mean, it's Sam Bradford, and the guy sneezes and tears his ACL. So it's just it would have happened at some point in time, like it did the year after that against the Browns. So there's that number. October 10-20-2013, that game was critical. And then just some other basic numbers, he had 1,683 receiving yards. That's in over 5 years. That's what Antonio Brown does in one season. And DeAndre Hopkins, I think a couple years ago, he had 1,500 receiving yards. Yeah, he had 1,238 rushing yards. He had 1,689 receiving yards. And then he had 1,356 return yards. So add those three up, and he had 4,283 yards, not counting kickoff returns or passing yards because he threw a couple passes randomly. But, 4,283 yards for the 8th overall pick, 24 touchdowns, not terrible. I mean, that's what the justification was for giving him that big contract. It's he just does a little bit of everything instead of just one thing really well. But, the dude was tiny, He's a third down back. I think that's really what he is, a third down back and a return guy. So those are his numbers there. And then he also, another set of numbers is 22 and 8. He had 22 fumbles, lost 8 of them over the 5 years with the Rams. And then the last number is 4, as in 4 million. That's how much the Rams or that's the hit that they're taking for Tavon this year. Even though they saved $1 million for shipping him out, they still have to pay 4. So it's not a complete gain, but I'll say this: All things aside, all production aside, Tavon seemed like a good dude. Showed that in Hard Knocks a couple years ago. He was playing Pokemon Go with some college kids in a golf cart. I mean, come on. He was like a chihuahua. He was like, a lot of bark, a lot of spunk. But once you became his friend, then he was cool with you, and he seemed like he was a good professional. And I won't say he'll be missed because he didn't really do much, especially last year. But I wish him well. And I think he really gave a lot. So anyways, that's the Tavon Austin retrospective, if you will. And thanks for watching. Subscribe, engage, comment, like, thumbs up, everything. Let me know what you think. I know most of you probably hate Tavon, whatever. Just let me know. And thanks for watching. Go Rams.